Hello, my name is Dr. Robert L. Wilson Jr., and I am super excited to share with you today a topic that we talked about in our Learning Action Networking Community Connection meeting today, a little bit earlier. The topic for today was mindfulness, entrepreneurship, and its impact on how you show up and do business. That sounds so good, I want to say it again. Mindfulness, entrepreneurship, and its impact on how you show up and do business. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to all the amazing mastermind group that assembled today to have this discussion. And for those of you who were unable to attend, no worries. That's actually the reason why I want to share this topic today, because it was such an awesome conversation and dialogue that really inspired me to want to share it with more people. One of the reasons that we have this meeting the third Saturday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern Time is to do what was demonstrated today, is to learn from each other, to connect, to take action, to network, and to come up with practical and pragmatic strategies to increase, advance, and expand our entrepreneurial endeavors, our businesses, increase our business savvy, and all those things. So, with that being said, I'm going to get into today's topic again. This is just a snippet, a small portion of what we talked about today, but it's still very worthwhile. And I hope that it's very beneficial, enlightening, encouraging, and inspiring to you, entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. So, one of the things that I want to share here is that you can find this on my YouTube channel. Definitely tell other people about it, like it, subscribe to the channel, and forward information to others because it definitely can be so helpful uh, with other people along their entrepreneurial journey for success. Because to me, that's what it's all about: helping other people be successful as well as you help yourself, really. So I want to pause for a minute because I know that was a mouthful. You're probably thinking to yourself or asking yourself, why did you come up with a topic called mindfulness entrepreneurship and its impact on how you show up and do business? That's a great question and a great thought. So let me explain. The reason behind the topic is that the entrepreneurship is intentional and strategic. As an entrepreneur, you want to be intentional and strategic in what you're doing, how you do business. Also, you want to be intentional and strategic in how you show up. And so those things become really important. Um, a couple things. Mindfulness is a practice that helps people to become more aware, more intentional, and strategic by understanding who they are and how they show up, or sometimes who they're not, and sometimes how you're not showing up. All those things funnel into your business practices. And in some situations, it leads to your success or lack of success. That's why I came up with the topic, because I'm a mindfulness practitioner and I know the benefits of using mindfulness in my daily life, but also in my business and my entrepreneur journey. I wanted to share some of these insights and some awareness with you all to assist you with your business endeavors and becoming or being an entrepreneur. So you're probably asking what mindfulness entrepreneurship is. Well, that's exactly what we're going to take a few minutes to discuss a little more in detail and how it impacts and influences how you show up and how you do business. You do business as you see yourself. In other words, your internal self image of who you are will be reflected and demonstrated in your business interactions, and your interactions with customers, your business practices, your outcomes, and your results, either positively or negatively. So, what is mindfulness? Well, there are three elements to briefly discuss in order to discuss what mindfulness is. The first area is awareness. The second area is curiosity. And the third area is no judgment. Let's go back to the first. Awareness is about you recognizing and noticing yourself, your patterns, your business, and your business practices. Curiosity is about your willingness and openness to explore, learn, grow, and develop. No judgment, the third area, doesn't mean that you're void of judgment. It just means that you don't allow judgment to hinder, distract, or take away from your ability to see clients or customers for yourself without a negative judgment that hinders your ability to show up and serve them effectively and efficiently. Okay, so now that we've talked about mindfulness, let's talk about mindfulness and entrepreneurship. How are they connected? If I could summarize it for you, which would allow you to define what it can be in your business, that would probably be very helpful. So let's go for it. So, mindfulness and entrepreneurship is about intentionally and strategically using mindfulness and developing you, your business, and your business practices, which impact and influence the person that you are, the person that you become, which means how you show up, how you present yourself, how you become present, and how your presence impacts and affects your practices, your business, your customers, your clients, your outcomes, and your results. What's helpful here is that there's not a prescription to the meaning, which means this. I want you to take a minute to think about what this might look, what it might look like for you, what it might feel like for you, or what it might sound like for you as you show up and you do business. Let me give you an example to help you with the understanding of the concept. For me, mindfulness entrepreneurship is me taking a moment to pause, to get quiet, and to, on purpose, think about who I am as I'm doing business. What kind of business am I doing? What type of products, programs, and services do I provide? The more detailed and descriptive I can be, the more it helps me to recognize who I am. Also, it helps me to recognize how I show up. It helps guide and direct my business interactions. It helps me to define and redefine the qualities and characteristics that I embody as a business owner and as an entrepreneur and as a person, which determines and dictates how I show up for my customers and my clients. That in turn determines and dictates the outcome and the results that I get, not only for me, but the outcome and results I get for my clients and customers. I just want to kind of give you some space to think about this. I hope this is helpful and helps give you clarity and understanding on the concept, but not only the concept, but the ability to apply this in a practical and pragmatic way as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. Now that we've talked about mindfulness and entrepreneurship, let's change our focus to specifically focus on entrepreneurship. There's going to be 8 areas that we focus on. Number one, being intentional. Number two, being strategic. Number three, learning. Number four, identifying gaps both in your business but also in the needs of those that you serve. Number five, productivity. Number six, monetization. Number seven, customer rapport. And number eight, success. So let's talk about number one. Entrepreneurship is about you being very intentional about what you're doing, who you're doing it for, how you're doing it, why you're doing it, even where you're doing it. Number two is about being strategic. What are the strategies and techniques that you will use to reach or obtain your goals? This is where SMART goals come in. When we talk about SMART, SMART, the S is for be specific, the R is for, excuse me, the M is for measurable, the A is for achievable, the R is for relevant, and the T is for time specific. Again, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific. This is where you strategically identify a plan for your success. You can't be successful if you don't plan for it. The next area, number three, learning. What are you doing to learn intentionally and to develop not only yourself, but your business? Come to our Learning Action Network Community Connection meeting, which is a great place to do this. We meet every third Saturday of the month from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested in this, reach out to me. At the end, you'll see my contact information. Number 4, what about gaps? What gaps are in your business that you might have to address in order for you to get the results that you want or the success that you want? Or what are the gaps or the needs that your clients and customers have that they could benefit you providing solutions for those gaps in their life or their circumstances or situations? Okay, so that's what gaps. 5, productivity. This is where you define what does productivity look like, feel like, or sound like. Number 6, how can you monetize your entrepreneurial endeavors? What are different ways to leverage what you're doing in terms of your products, programs, and services? Number 7, customer rapport. How are you developing good relationships and interactions with your customers or your clients? And number 8, this is huge. A lot of times, and this one is success, but a lot of times I hear entrepreneurs talk about they want to be successful, but often they don't define what success looks like for them. So please take time to detail and write down your success. How do you define or describe your success? Okay. These were the 8 areas that we touched on today regarding entrepreneurship. Another area that's important for us as entrepreneurs to look at as well, really, there are 2 areas to look at both challenges and opportunities. What are your challenges? And with your challenge, what opportunities do these challenges offer us to address? A couple things came up in our meeting today, so I'll discuss just a few. One thing came up was, are you doing the right things? Are you being productive? What are your gaps? What are your customer gaps? And how do you monetize using mindfulness? So these are the things that we pondered and brainstormed on today's meeting about, and we'll talk about in the strategy section. So here we'll discuss some strategies to help you with your next steps and to help you really put some things in action and practice immediately. So one of the areas we talked about was awareness. And so in awareness, we want to think about this. What do you want your outcome or results to be? So we add mindfulness in. Part of mindfulness is being aware. The best way to become more aware is to write down what you want to see, what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. Remember, we mentioned earlier using SMART goals, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific. Be really clear on what you want. Often entrepreneurs talk about being successful, but not defining or describing what success is for them or their business. That's going to be really important for you as an entrepreneur. Next, curiosity. As an entrepreneur, being very curious is going to be helpful to you. One of the ways you can do that is to play with the possibilities to increase, expand, and advance your business, your products, your programs, and services. Think about this. What is that going to look like? Write it down, rehearse it, talk it out loud. These are just some practical ways and strategies to put this into practice. And the last part is no judgment. What does that mean as an entrepreneur? Not judging yourself or your customer, but seeing situations and circumstances as opportunities to shift your perception, to show up or do business maybe differently than you had previously. Not judging, not condemning, and not being hard on yourself because of what you're doing or not doing. Honestly, that holds a lot of entrepreneurs back. It's also helpful to see yourself as worthy and deserving of being an entrepreneur, worthy and deserving of having clients and customers, and worthy and deserving of people buying your products, programs, and services. These are just a few strategies that we identified to help apply mindfulness practices into your entrepreneurship. For additional resources, training, opportunities, or tools, reach out to me at Robert at Wilson, WILSONGOS.com. Also, our next meeting for our Learning Action Networking Community Connection meeting is April 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. To find out other products, programs, and services that I provide, please check out my multiple websites for Robert Wilson Consulting, Wilson Global Outreach Solutions, Global Solutions Education and Training Academy for my online courses, or subscription opportunities, or my author website for my books.